Hey guys, myself from OnVisor here, and welcome to another episode of OnVisor TV, a short web episode aimed to help you better manage your money. So in today's episode, we want to cover a very common misconception that ends up hurting people's overall financial situation the more you push it, right? So it's one of these things where some of it is good, but too much of it tends to make you trip over yourself and makes you stagger. So this episode is based on the economic law that is called the law of diminishing returns. And essentially, you'll notice that I have a curve here. And essentially, this curve here, is incline, flattens out, and then actually goes down after a while. So this line here is your expected return, so your financial benefit. And this one here represents advice, and we go from bad advice to perfect advice, right? So notice how the curve from no advice here. So no advice being you don't get any advice, you're going to be at the mercy of your own decisions and your own actions. So that's the rate of return you're going to get. So starting point 0 is what you're going to do anyways. Now notice how from 0 to good advice, so from this amount of investment of your part, so the relationship between you and your advisor, this is the amount of investment you've done, is you've worked it out to a good relationship or found a good advisor that doesn't trip you up, doesn't give you any bad advice. You get a consistent flow of good advice. Well, that is the biggest jump in your return. You go from 0, your standard, to here. Now notice when all of a sudden you start not being satisfied with the good advice you're getting, you're going to go and invest some of your time. You're going to go interview other advisors. You're going to go looking elsewhere. You're going to go kick on a couple of other tires looking for excellent financial advice. But realize that the amount of extra that you're going to get from going from good to excellent is marginal compared to what you had from 0 to good advice. And the further down you go, the law of diminishing returns means that the further you go down this path, always thinking something's better, oh, my bank can do better, or this bank can do better, or this guy can do better, I've heard great things about this guy, or this guy has an amazing track record, or whatever, the further you go, at some point, the amount you invest in finding that perfect advice actually hurts your results. You're actually back getting the results you were getting with good advice because you're just too far gone. You're too far over. You've had to start over with too many advisors, and you've been focusing too much of your time and effort on finding this unicorn type perfect advice. Now, something interesting here is bad advice is actually is going to hurt. Is you're worse off with bad advice than you are doing nothing, right? So that's something you definitely want to avoid. It's one of the reasons most people won't go looking for good or excellent advice in the first part, because they tend to want to avoid bad advice. But avoiding bad advice is not that hard, right? Bad advice should be avoided, should be identified and avoided in this first step of finding good advice, right? Meet a couple of advisors, filter out the bad ones, and then lock in the good one, and you're going to get a lot of bang for your investment. So that's what I had for you guys today. Hopefully this was impactful, valuable to you. If it was, please do share it with friends and family so that we can help more people improve their finances. Until next time, cheers guys.